Well, we are joined, as we mentioned, by a very special guest, the one and only Shane Riley from Princess. Have you got enough room there, Shane?
The one and only. I know.
I know.
The flowery shirt, he's taken up all the room on the sofa. I'm the guest.
Tell you what, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
You're sort of like squished this way, aren't you?
You're saying I've got a big bottom, aren't you? That's what you're both saying.
I think the problem is I've just come back from a cruise, so I'm carrying a bit of cruise pounds, so it's yeah.
We should have changed the sofa, I think. But listen, lovely to have you in the show.
Yeah,
you just come
great
back
to
from a
be
Princess
back.
cruise, haven't you?
Yes, yes. I've just come back from a wonderful 10 days on board Royal Princess.
Well, that's the ship we've got tonight, isn't it?
By coincidence, I am here to talk about Royal Princess. Yes, I've literally just returned from the ship. She's an incredible ship. So they always say we shouldn't have favourites in our fleet, but I was there for the naming ceremony. She was named by Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cambridge. So she will always have a special place in my heart. But an amazing 10 nights in the Caribbean.
Well, I know a friend of mine, Stuart, was on board, and he had the most incredible time. Now, every time Shane's with us, we're going to guarantee a huge price reduction. And we've got one tonight. How much are we saving tonight?
Ridiculous amounts of money.
Hundreds, isn't it?
Yeah, hundreds of amounts.
I think it's...
over 800, I think it was.
Yeah, £850.
Yeah, so
wow.
Great savings.
So a huge saving. And what is nice about this one, it's taken us all around the British Isles. So a lot of areas, we were saying, Keith and I were talking, even though you're really well travelled, and so am I. There's lots of parts of our own country that we haven't visited.
Yeah, we were chatting earlier, weren't we, about you don't explore your own doorstep, do
No.
you? So we always say, well, we'll visit this city at some point, or we'll go here at some point, and you take for granted that it's always there, and you'll go at some point. But this is a great cruise, so you get to visit some experience some amazing cities in the UK.
Well,
that you won't get to do normally.
Well, I tell you what, before we show the itinerary, we're going to take you on board and just really, really give you an insight into this fabulous ship, and she does look stunning. So probably the most famous ship in your fleet, isn't
Yeah,
she?
certainly one of our most famous ships. Because she was named by Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cambridge, that really shone the light onto Royal Princess. But she is a complete evolution of the Princess Cruises fleet. So the things that we are so famous for, such as the Sanctuary area, the Lotus Spa, all the fantastic dining opportunities you'll see on board, these are things that have been revolutionised, if you like, on board the Royal Princess. So she's a completely new class of the fleet. So she's the largest ship in the fleet at 146,000 tonnes. So she's a fairly large ship, but because of that, we've been able to put even more features on board, such as this, the sea view bar, where you've got a glass panel walkway at the bottom to be able to look at the ocean as you're sailing down. Some incredible features like this, the crooners bar on board with pianists there, with live music, live shows in the evening.
I heard they're really good, actually.
They're really good,
well,
really good shows. So there's a really good entertainment options available on board. And the dining, as we say, the dining is absolutely incredible. This is something called the Crab Shack that we have on board, and you crack open the crab shells and eat
Table Luminaire, is that the chef's
yes,
table
chef's table
Luminaire?
Luminaire, the water fountain. So that's, I mean, take a look at that. That's a spectacular show that you get to see on top
It's like
deck.
the Bellagio fountains in Vegas.
Yeah, it's Bellagio fountains at sea, so it's incredible.
She looks one of the most beautiful ships that we've ever seen on the show.
You know what? I think she's as classy and as elegant as her godmother. So that's what I would say. She's just such a classy ship. So you will feel completely at home, but knowing how you're in safety of Princess Cruises.
And she's less than 2 years old as well. Oh, we forgot to mention, by the way, the price tonight, not only are you saving £850, you're getting a balcony as well.
Balcony, yeah. And this is the first time this deal has been shown, so hot off the press.
We do expect it to sell really quickly, just to let you know. So give us a call straight away. Let's show you where we're going to cruising to, though. First of all, from Southampton, so Keith can take all of his fabulous shirts and everything, as much luggage as you like.
This is it. We've already got people on Twitter saying they like this shirt, Sean. Thank you very much. OK, thank you. Big thank you there to Greg Smith. OK, St Peter's Port is your first port of call in Guernsey, an old pirate's haunt, beautiful harbour, one of the most attractive, in fact, particularly in Northern Europe. And you've got lots of brightly painted houses, terrace gardens. Use local buses to navigate around the coastline, which is dotted with medieval ruins and German fortifications from World War II. Then next, you're going over to Ireland, to Cork, an amazing port of call, and my ex-fiance's from here, so I don't tend to get off when I visit. Founded in the 7th century, it's fantastic, and you can stroll down little narrow country lanes, see the lakes of Killarney, or even do the Ring of Kerry. Then we go to Dublin. Wow, Dublin, of course, this gracious and cosmopolitan city sitting on the River Liffey, one of Europe's premier destinations, full of trendy coffee houses, foodie-friendly restaurants, boutiques filled with these Burberry-clad shoppers and Sean Ryan. And it's incredible, it's beautiful. Now, you can go and do things like the Grau there, which has got a lot of history. You can also go through to St Patrick's Cathedral, built in honour, of course, of Ireland's patron saint. You've got the Trinity College there with the Book of Kells. You can go to the Guinness Storehouse and see how the black stuff is made in real life, or Dublin Castle. It's an amazing stop, great atmosphere. Then we're going off next to Belfast, and this stretches along both sides of the River Lagan this time. A graceful city. So we're over to Belfast now. Victorian and and beautiful. Oh, before we go, sorry.
I was going to say, you've missed out Liverpool.
I've missed out Liverpool. So we go to Liverpool for. How can I? Liverpool there.
One of my favourite cities, Liverpool. Absolutely.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah. It's an amazing place. Of course, the birthplace of the Beatles. A great chart. I've sailed in there. I did a Three Queens rendezvous here. It's a fantastic place to sail into. So the Royal Princess will be welcomed. They've just been.
This is much more than a ferry across the Mersey, isn't it?
It really is. It's fantastic. And you've got loads to do in Liverpool. In fact, Liverpool for me is the friendliest city in the UK. And of course, you've seen there the Titanic Memorial, which is a thing to go and do, and lots more as well. You can go to the Cavern Club as well, where the Beatles started out. Okay, then we're going over from there over to Belfast, and this of course stretched on both sides of River Lagan, full of Victorian and Edwardian buildings. You've got the best thing to do here, funnily enough, I'm going to say, is go out to the Giant's Causeway if you're a lover of nature. It's an incredible vista, one of nature's greatest works, but of course you've also got the Titanic Memorial on your front doorstep, and it's a really emotional but fantastic thing to do. Of course, Titanic was built there, so there's a lot of history tied to the city and that great ship. Then from there we're going over to, well, would you believe it, even more, we're going over to Greenock. This is your chance to go to Glasgow in Scotland. Now the banks of the River Clyde. You could almost call this an exploration of some of the great rivers around the UK. And it boasts some of the finest Victorian architecture in the United Kingdom. The only cathedral in Scotland to have survived the Reformation intact. It's 12th century. It's absolutely stunning. Then from here we're going to move on. Great shopping as well, ladies. If you like shopping, Glasgow's definitely a place to go. You can join Sean there. Then a relaxing day at sea before we go over round to Invergordon. This is your gateway through to the Highlands, really, to the heartland of Scotland, you know, to the lands of Braveheart and Mel Gibson and freedom and much more. Loch Ness, go in search of the Nessie. You can do several boat rides out there. I've camped on the shore and in search of her. She never turned up. Cawdor Castle, of course, which is the setting for Macbeth, that play that we're not supposed to mention. And it's an incredible place to go and see. But for me, it's all about either Cawdor Castle or going through to Loch Ness itself. Then you've got a relaxing chance to head round to Edinburgh. Edinburgh, for me, is my favourite place. My sister-in-law comes from here, my brother's living up there at the moment, and it's an incredible city. Very friendly, again, beautiful Georgian buildings, sporadic, are over the whole of the building. You can walk the Royal Mile from the mighty castle right the way down to Holyrood Parish, the residence of the Queen up in Scotland.
It's got a really special feel, hasn't it?
Really special feel, Sean. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's a great place to explore. And of course, it lies over the remains of Arthur's Seat, which is an extinct volcano. So great views when you climb up there. Then we're going from there to a relaxing day at sea before you then go over to France, Le Havre. So this is your chance to go through to Paris to see the Notre Dame Cathedral, to see those beautiful bridges that kind of crisscross the river, and to go through to big hitters like the Arc de Triomphe, the largest triumphant arch in the world, the Champs-Élysées, the Eiffel Tower, you name it, Paris has it. Incredible itinerary.
And then, of course, back to Southampton. Now, if you book tonight, you will save £850 off the brochure price. You can have a balcony for 12-night cruise for $699. It's one of the best deals we've ever seen on the show. And let's just remind you of what's included there. So you're actually getting a free upgrade. That price is for the interior. You're going to get a balcony tonight if you book on the show. If you'd like to stay just before you cruise in the Mearn Valley Marriott in Southampton, we can do that from only £75 per person. That includes all of your parking and port transfer. So actually that's really good value because you'll be parked there for 12 nights, of course. As I mentioned, one of the biggest savings we've ever had with Princess, £850 off the brochure price. And the itinerary differs slightly just depending on departure date. But again, just call for details. I can also say, I think that's one of the best offers we've ever had on the show in the last 8 years.
I always bring you a corking
deal.
Do I not, Keith?
You do.
You bring the flowery shirts, I bring the deal. So, we've got an amazing deal. So this one is incredible.
And Shane, I've just booked my first cruise with Princess. Really looking forward to it because your reputation in the industry is fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, we were the pioneers. We're the ones that invented balcony staterooms. We're the ones that invented anytime dining. So where we lead, others follow. So we've got an incredible reputation. There's a reason people come back to us time and time again.
And I think just to go on this, stunning ship, this iconic ship, the Royal Princess,
At that price, for $699 for a balcony, you can't even stay in a budget hotel in the UK for that price.
Well, I tell you what, I think it is going to go quickly, Shane. Thank you so much.
Is that it? Am I done?
That's it, yeah.
Guys, it's been a pleasure as usual.
Short but sweet.
Short but sweet, that's me.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you very soon. Thank you, guys.
Now, let's remind you as well, if you've sort of thought, oh yeah, I'd love to book that cruise, but maybe, you know, you're not available on the lead date, the 9th of May. We've got a great price on all of the dates, really. You know, just going up by £100 to on the 21st of May and the 2nd of June there, and £999 for the 26th of June and the 8th of July as well. All of those prices are for the balcony. And don't forget, the ID number for that one is 78476. Just worth jotting that down. It helps us when you're booking your cruise, and also if you're checking that out online as well. We know we're going to be busy tonight. It is a free phone number, don't forget. So even if you've got questions and queries, give us a call right now. We are here to help.